Okay, mag-start na to.
Sige na, go na.
Yun na.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sir Nef. I am Dave Salulares, and I'm with Daniel Lolong, Ariel Fritz de la Cruz, Miss Christine Calvo, and Mr. Denmark Aligado. So we are doing an investigation of a suspected phishing email involving a malicious URL and without an attached file. So first we need to receive and acknowledge the we need to receive and acknowledge the report. So as we can see in the share screen of Mr. De La Cruz, we have there the report of Miss K. Rejoice Waga of a suspected phishing report. So we need to document the sender's time, sender's date, time, URL, and ensure that the suspect phishing email is not opened in browser or email client. So for the next one, we need to verify the malicious nature of the URL. So we can use Zulu Zscaler and VirusTotal to manually check. So we need to type manually the URL into these tools. So we should never click these links that attach in the phishing email. Then we should review if the email is marked the URL is marked malicious, and um, if malicious, yes, then we need to document. Then if not, we need to continue with caution. So after we check the URL, we need to analyze the file using we can use the hash. I think it is provided with hash. We can use the tool um, MD hash or virus total. So we can check the attachment if it's malicious using that. Then we can identify again if it is flagged as malicious or not malicious. Then after that, for the next step, we need to check the reputation of the sender's domain. So we need to copy the sender's domain. Then we can use the engine Cisco Talisco Intelligence. So it is a engine where we can check the domain if the attachment is reputable or suspicious or unknown. So we need to record the result then. Then after that, we need to compile and analyze all the findings. If it is phishing attempt, it is attachment safe, or is the domain legitimate? So that's the steps. That's the overall steps for the investigation of the phishing report. So let's proceed with with the investigation, sir, Mr. Irene.
Good day, everyone. So for my part, I will be doing the demonstration of the investigation. So let's first identify the link that provided. So on our phishing incident, so Ms. K. Rejoice Waga has received a suspected phishing email with information below. So as you can see, this is the screenshot of the suspected phishing incident. So here we have the URL which we will be using to feed to our tools, which will identify if our URL is malicious or not. So our first tool that we will be using is the Zscaler. So let me share my screen first. So here is the interface for the Zscaler. So as you can see, it has a text box which we will use to input our URL. So it's a pretty straightforward analyzer. So as you can see, so we will just type in the URL provided. So our URL is http colon slash double slash watercress.buzz.
So this is an insight also to never forget to manually type the link in the said analyzer because it may contain harm if you direct click it from the phishing link.
So yes, water. So I believe we have inputted the right URL already. So let's analyze this. So let's try it again. http colon double slash water watercress.buzz. So as you can see, the results of the Zscaler analyzer as shown in the screen. So here we have the status is completed and the test result shows a benign a 0% of the URL being malicious. So if you want or gusto natin na ma-sure talaga na hindi malicious yung site na in-input natin, so we can check or we can reanalyze this using the reanalyze button of the Zulscaler. So let's try it again.
It shows the same results. So can you please click the test report, Mr. Iril?
So test report is so so as you can see, the test reports of the Zscaler shows that there is no match for domain risk. The virus total content is a positive 0, and there are no signs of suspicious URL patterns that, as you can see here, there's no match of reports or incidents that the URL provided contains or is malicious. So let's proceed with another tool that we can use to identify if the site is malicious. So another tool that we can use is the virus total. So let's present my screen, virus total. So again, we will provide the URL, which is the http double colon slash watercress dot buzz watercress.buzz. So the result shows here that there are at least two reports that the site is malicious or suspicious. So here we have the Alpha Mountain.ai and Trustwave, which reported that our site is suspicious. And other than that, all sites or other sites that have used the URL did not indicate that the site is dangerous or not. So, so we can still consider this not malicious, because as it says here that the community score is 0/97, which is a safe result or a safe score for the site to be considered malicious. So we can also reanalyze the results here. So let's press the analyze button. So let's wait for so as you can see, it still shows the same results as we have for our first testing. So yeah, so that's back. So we cannot check if, or we cannot we cannot check if for a certain file if it contains a malicious content, since our incident is not a file type investigation but a URL investigation. So the VirusTotal has a tool that will check if the file is dangerous, but since our investigation is only it's only applicable to URL investigation, so we will not be doing that. So for the last tool, we will be using Cisco Talos Intelligence. So let's present I will present the screen. So Cisco Talos. So here. So let's type again the the URL, no. So https://watercrest.
I think there is no S in HTTPS. HTTP only.
Okay. Sorry. HTTP. Okay. So unfortunately, the result shows that we can't find any results for the given URL. So let's try it again to ensure that our URL provided is correct. So as you can see, we type again the same URL, which resulted to the same result. So the Talos Intelligence still couldn't find any results for the given URL. So we can conclude that there are no reports coming from different clients of the Cisco Talos Intelligence. So it is safe to consider that the URL site is not malicious on the Talos Intelligence, based on the Talos Intelligence database. So in conclusion, we can conclude that the given URL or the phishing incident that Ms. K. Rejoice Huaga suspected that it is a phishing email is not yet malicious, since 3 of the tools that we use, or yung tatlong tools na ginamit namin, has a low rate of the site being considered malicious, or hindi natin masasabi na malicious yung site na i-declare ni or isinuspect ni Miss K. Joyce Waga dahil tatlo yung site na ginamit, or tatlo yung tool na ginamit namin na hindi nag-indicate na malicious yung site. So that concludes our presentation regarding the incident. I hope we have concluded the obvious or the correct results of our phishing incident. So that's my part.
So any questions, guys? So before we proceed with the question and answer, so there are three questions. So first is a phishing. Is it a phishing email or not? So do you think, guys? So is it a phishing email or not? Sir Irene.
So pwede naman natin na i-conclude na hindi ito isang phishing email, since tatlo yung ginamit natin na tool na nag-indicate na yung site na binigay natin is not malicious. Pero if we say na may isa sa tools na ginamit natin is nag-consider na malicious yung site, pwede natin ma-conclude na malicious yung site na ibinigay or isinuspect ni Ms. K. Joyce Waga.
Yes, so even at least one. So is the file malicious based on the given hash? So we can't answer this question since the tools we use can't handle hash and only attached files. So the next question is the sending domain reputable based on Cisco Talos Intelligence? So is the domain reputable? So is there any other reports other than us using the same domain is based on Talos? So based on the presentation naman kanina, wala namang same other links or same other reports about the domain. So the domain is reputable. So we can proceed now with the sa question and answers. Do you have questions, guys?
Yes, Mr. Alegado.
So I have a question. It's about what specific indicators help you determine that the URL is safe, and also how can you apply these indicators to spot phishing attempts in real life scenarios?
So let me answer that. So there are many ways to identify if the phishing or the email that you suspected is a phishing email. No. So first, we can say that we can identify it by if the sender's email is matches the domain. So for example, let me share my screen. So we can notice here that the sender's email and the domain is not, so the sender's name here, or the administrator that by sportowipolska.pl is the sender's name here, and the domain is so the domain here is not billing. So our domain here is the billing at hotmail.com. So we can notice that the email does not match the domain. So another thing that we can consider an identifier if malalaman natin na malicious yung domain is that the personalized greeting is not present. So as you can see here, it says that Dear John, please find below your water bill for months of June, July, and August 2020. The total due is $350 based on your usage. So companies commonly like magsasend sila ng personalized greeting depending on their customers. So legitimate kasi na companies is often nag-use sila ng real name ng customer other than dear customer. So here it says that Dear John. So masasabi natin na like medyo customized or legitimate yung like personalized yung greeting na kinonduct ng like company. So another indicator is no urgent or threatening language. So real companies don't pressure you with threats like your account will be closed in 24 hours. So so we can notice naman here na wala namang like hindi namang urgent yung pagkaka-intil ng kanilang message sa kanilang customer. So wala namang urgency na naganap dito. So another indicator that we can address is that there are no suspicious links or attachments. So dito sa incident na ginawa natin is merong suspicious link na kanilang nilagay. So meron tayong http://watercress.buzz. So yung kadalasan kasi na nangyari is yung company is hindi sila maglalagay ng ganitong mga link if legitimate sila na company. Kasi as what I believe or I've known that companies already know your data or has already a copy of your data, and they will not be needing you to like press or suspicious links, or will not provide you with links that is not safe or like yung hindi mapagkakatiwalaan talaga. So let's spot that suspicious links or attachment, like hindi lang ganito yung form na ma-receive mo. Like meron din yung mga file form, meron din yung like mag-aasa yun na magda-download ng mga files ng ganitong files. So let's be aware of that. Another indicator, no, so the grammar and spelling of the like the message. So we can notice here that the due is based on you if you want to check. So yung grammar naman is like okay naman yung grammar natin, wala namang mali sa ibinigay ng sender natin. So okay lang siya sa grammar and spelling. So medyo siya like naka-ChatGPT siya. So number 6 is pwede rin natin ma-identify using email content matches previous communication. So another thing that we can consider is that if yung natin like if yung sinend na message is matches with the previous like previous emails na sinend ng sender. So for instance, if nag-avail ako today ng Canva Premium, so naka-receive ako ng email, tas on later that month is naka-receive ako ulit sa kanila ng email. So we can like compare if that message is like legitimate based on the previous messages that we have received from the company. So another indicator that we can use is if it doesn't ask for sensitive information. So as I've said earlier, is the company is already has already your data or your personal information and will never ask for your information again, because they already have the copy of all your data, such as your username, the passwords that you're using their platform. So again, if mag-ask ang email ng personal data mo, such as username, is mako-consider natin siya na suspicious. Another indicator is that if nag-expect ka ng email or galing sa company like for instance, yung sinabi ko kanina is nag-expect ako ng email galing sa company ng Canva is yun yung parang masasabi natin na legitimate or okay, hindi suspicious yung email or na na-receive mo is masasabi rin natin na suspicious yung email if hindi ka nag-expect na dadating sa'yo yung email. So, another indicator rin yun. So, another indicator is if yung email natin have digital signatures or security certificate. So, we can consider yung mga digital signatures na nanggagaling sa ating like yung mga official kasi na Gmail or Gmail ng mga big companies will provide you with digital signatures or like for instance, yung na-receive ko na Gmail sa Mr. DIY, nag-contain siya ng digital signature na galing talaga siya sa company ng Mr. DIY. So, yun yung natin, masasabi natin na indicators para aware ka or makonsider natin yung email na sinend sa'yo is suspicious or not. So, yun yung po yung sagot natin sa tanong mo, Mr. Alegado.
So thank you for that wonderful insight, Sir Ariel. Any questions? More questions? Yes, Daniel.
So, bakit nga ba importante na di natin i-open yung URL sa direct browser during ng investigation?
Okay, so let me answer that. So for safety purposes, we should not click the link directly. So we should manually type this in our engines like Zuloscaler and Zuloscaler and VirusTotal. So why? So let me redirect this from this perspective. So what could have happened? What will happen when someone click a phishing link? So for our first scenario, it may the link after you click the link, so the attachment might install malware such as Trojan, keyloggers, and ransomware. So it will create a backdoors in your system or in your computer. So it might also install a keylogger. So it will record everything that you type, like your password, your credit card, your information, all about your information. So ransomware, it will also lock the files and demand payment from you. So second possible happening will scenario will be the system compromise. So your attacker may gain remote access with your devices through this phishing email. So first they can steal or delete your files. They can use your device to attack others and monitor your users' activity. Like they can track you, your actions in your computer, your logs, your payments, your everything. So next scenario is data theft. So they can collect private documents that you save in your devices like your phone, computer. They can capture your login credentials, harvest your history, and save passwords. So by clicking this link also, they can share these links through your emails. So they will send emails for your friends and for your peers through this phishing link also. So as we notice this latest Jollibee link, some some use this in recent one. Also so in a school company or so it can downtime the system or damage the reputation, then data breaches. So that are the possible that are the possible scenarios that will happen when you click a phishing link. So what will you do if you accidentally click on phishing link? So first, you need to disconnect your computer, your phone, your tablet, your laptop into the internet. So it will prevent the downloading of the malwares and installing directly and then etc. Then after that, make sure that you won't enter any information in your device that the device that you use to click the link. Then um like other option also is you can change your password with a uh, new password. I mean, so do not enter information. Then after you secure the link or your phone, so you can then change your passwords in case that the hacker or the fisher um, get your information already. So you can also enable multi-factor authentication, like you can to code verification, like from SMS, from Gmail, and from ano. So to secure or to enhance your security, then you should scan your device for malware. Like for computer, we have the Windows Defenders, Malwarebytes, and Avast. Then lastly, you can report this incident. Um, if you're working with company, you have an IT department, so they will manually check the devices if there are still emails. I mean malwares. So after lastly is you can monitor your account, your bank transaction, email, social media logins, and any suspicious messages from your account. So that concludes my answer, Mr. Daniel. Any questions, guys? Or follow-up questions?
So, ako lang magbibigay lang ako ng insights tungkol sa 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 So, bale ang bale this is kanang phishing email na ni-send kay Rejoice Waga. Use a kanang mga fake sender addresses and suspicious link to trick the recipient into opening a malicious na mga site. So it lack mga personalized used an untrusted domain and created urgency by claiming yung mga payment was due. So siguro to prevent this future incidents, siguro magkakandak lang ng regular training on how to recognize the phishing emails, or siguro kanang maggamit din ng mga spam filters and email security solutions para i-block yung mga suspicious domains and senders. So, and also pwede naman i-analyze natin yung mga suspicious na URL in a sandbox environment. So instead of kanang i-open natin siya directly. So para i-ensure na ang system can detect or mag-block sa mga unknown malicious file hashes. So siguro yung the lesson that I learned is the visual and domain clues in an email can quickly indicate a phishing na mga attempts. So tapos yung mga unknown file hashes dapat always talaga scan before natin i-open. And siguro mga emails from unrelated or unusual na mga domains should be treated as suspicious. So, even in mga professional looking emails can also be a part of kanang phishing campaigns. So, yun lang.
May question ako para sa lahat. So how can we stop if mag-press or na-press natin na yung suspicious link na ibinigay? So like for instance is na accidentally press lang natin. So kanang malicious yung site tas na-press natin. So what are the steps or how can we stop preventing the the effects of pressing the malicious site? Any answer from the team?
Daniel's raising his hand.
So, yung steps na kailangan natin gawin is sinabi na ni Dave kanina. Yung i-turn off yung yung internet, wag mo na maggamit ng mga personal accounts upang hindi makuha yung mga passwords, at yung install ng antivirus or defender para safety yung yung computer or laptop or any devices mo.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. So, the last question is, can we consider the incident or the email provided malicious or not, considering that the tools that we've used says that the links is not malicious. So, can we consider it is safe or not? Any answer from the investigators? Sige, Mr. Daniel.
So, based sa mga ginamit mong tools kanina, is hindi naman siya malicious kasi wala namang sa Zulu at sa yung isang tool is hindi naman siya nag-display ng malicious. So, basically, hindi malicious ang yung link.
Mr. Salodares, what's your input about this?
I would agree with Mr. Lolong as based sa ating sa ating kinanda kanina is wala talaga wala namang malicious na report. So I think that concludes our investigation report that concludes the investigation report of a suspected phishing email involving a malicious URL and attached URL. So thank you everyone. That concludes our investigation.